Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Another episode of Absolutely Hypocritical. Yes, I'm the host, still the young OG. To all those that can look at themselves in the mirror and keep it real with themselves, this is still for you, partner. Um, today, the Liver King, Primals. No, for real. The Liver King, man. I feel like his journey has been heavily scrutinized. I feel like for some things unwarranted and some things warranted. I'll get into that a little bit more as I go on. So it seems like to be big news to hear that the Liver King has done steroids. I kind of have a unique perspective on this. The reason being, 10, 15 years ago, I was super into working out. I still am into fitness, just not at the level that I was then. And believe it or not, I actually have some very close friends where they would ask me if I was on steroids. I've never taken any type of steroids or anything in my life. I've never done it. The most I've done was take a pre-workout, something along the lines of creatine. I've never taken creatine. I'm just saying in the sense that it's a pre-workout formula that help give you some energy, things like that. Other than that, I've never taken steroids or anything like that. But I constantly had people that knew me ask me, if they hadn't seen me in some time, ask me if I had used steroids or not. Never used steroids. So I felt that if anything else, when the Liver King was denying that he was using steroids, the reason I didn't want to jump on him real quick and say, oh, he is using steroids, is because I've had that situation where people thought I used steroids and I really never did. So I just didn't want to accuse. Turns out I was wrong, as in not making the accusations. Did I think he used steroids? Yeah, I was pretty positive he used steroids. It's hard to be that age and have those type of proportions and stuff like that, especially eating what he eats. So again, did I think he was on steroids? Yes, but I can't prove it. And also, I don't think his steroid use should have overshadowed his work ethic either. The problem that I have is that, people are saying, oh, he's a fraud. He took steroids. If you want to look like him, you can't do it without steroids. And I actually don't feel like that. First and foremost, this is not in defense of Liver King. I'm just calling it how I see it. I never once heard Liver King say, do these 9 ancestral tenets or live this lifestyle that I'm living and you could look like this. I never heard him say that. So when I'm watching the Liver King, I never had the thought of, okay, if I want to look like that, then I need to do what he says. I never thought that, and I never heard him say that. I always heard him say, if you want to be the best version of you, if you want to dominate life, if you want to be the best partner you could be, live according to these 9 ancestral tenets. And honestly, I happen to agree with a lot of the stuff that he does. A lot of it, I happen to agree with it. But again, I never heard him once say, live according to these ancestral tenets and you'll look like me. Somebody please show me different, but I've never heard that. Also, just a quick side note, shout out to the Young Turks and Anna Kasparian from the Young Turks. I love your guys' show. I will continue to watch and support. But I happen to disagree with Anna on the Liver King topic. I'm not going to call him a fraud or anything like that because, again, I never heard him say, if you want to look like this, then follow my lifestyle coaching. I never heard him say that. It's unfortunate though that, we say perception is everything, right? Because what people were perceiving was not what he was actually teaching. Now, granted, he walks around with his shirt off all day, so it's kind of just out there and in the open. But again, if you're truly an active listener and you're truly listening to understand, then I don't see how you heard, if you want to look like this, then follow my lifestyle. If you truly listen to understand, then I would think your outlook would be different. Again, I've never heard him say, if you want to look like me, do this. I never heard that. So again, I think a lot of this criticism that he's receiving is unwarranted. Now, to the fact about lying about steroids, I think that was unnecessary. I don't think he should have done it. I think it would have been better if he would have came out at the beginning saying he used steroids for whatever the reason. And the reason I say that is because, even taking steroids, you still cannot take away the hard work that man has done to achieve the results he has achieved. That is a remarkable feat of dedication, of perseverance, and I think he needs to be congratulated on that. Again, somebody can take as much steroids as they want. If they're not willing to put in the work, what do the steroids do? So I think part of the thing is people see somebody who looks like that, and no shots at no one or no offense to anybody, but I feel like most people that have that perception of him with the steroid thing is, I feel like they have that perception because they can't look like that. And is that their fault? If you ask me, it is. If you ask me, it really is. If you want to obtain certain things in life, we all know you got to work for it and make sacrifices. I feel like society today, if you've ever heard any philosophers talking about this generation, they call it the microwave generation, because they want everything instant. Instead of marinating a piece of meat for 2-3 days or whatever, and then like slow roasting it in the oven or in a crock, however you decide to cook it, right? Most people these days just want that instant meal. You could go get that McDonald's, it's done in 5 minutes, or you could get those TV dinners that you heat up in the microwave. It's just instant. There's no. You want the instant gratification. The delayed gratification is not enough. So again, for people to be able to look out, even 6 months in the future, a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, that's something that a lot of people these days can't do. For whatever the reason, their ability to look to picture things in the future for themselves is pretty much gone. And again, I feel like a lot of this criticism is coming from people who don't want to put in the work to look like that. If I'm not mistaken, he's been working out for the better part of, what was it? I think he said something like 15, 20, maybe even more, 15, 20 years for sure. But for someone to be working out for 15 years, 20 years, and then for people to credit his physique with steroids, to me, that's ridiculous. And then you throw on top of that, he never once said, if you want to look like me, then follow my lifestyle. Literally, the only thing I heard him say is this: if you want to be the best version of yourself, if you want to be the best partner, if you want to dominate life, I heard him talk about men and how a lot of men today are unhappy. They have low testosterone levels. They work a job they don't like. That's all very true these days. You see a lot of men who aren't happy with themselves. I don't know everyone's circumstances or why they're in the positions that they're in, but what I do know is that every person has the ability to choose their attitude and their outlook. And no matter what your situation is, if you're in jail, if you're in the hospital, whatever it is, you have the ability to control your attitude and your outlook. And honestly, that's what I feel like the Liver King was preaching, was you have the ability to control this stuff. You know, and I think that message needs to be more prevalent in society, because you do. You know, so many people depend on materialistic things or another person for their happiness. If you're not happy by yourself, you're not going to be happy with another person. That's facts. That's big facts. That's factual basis for those that don't know. If you're not happy by yourself, I promise you're not going to be happy with a significant other, with children. I promise you're not. It does not happen that way. You know, and for those that don't understand that, you know, because sometimes we get so caught up in our emotions that we forget, you know, sometimes things are just so simple. When you sit there and you break everything down, you take all the little contextual situations out of it. When you break things down to just the bare minimum, a lot of times these things are just so simple. Now, I'm not saying to get over a mental illness or to have a paradigm shift on life is something easy. That's not what I'm saying. That is a long, difficult process that involves a lot of emotions. So it's challenging. But the pure basics of it, you know, having a positive outlook, it's all very simple. And I feel like that was what he was teaching. You know, I feel like he's a motivator. So again, this isn't in defense of the Liver King. I'm simply just stating what I feel his message was that he's portraying. And I feel like, honestly, I feel like more people are having trouble hearing him or having trouble listening than his message being put out there. I feel like more people have a problem listening to understand. You know, again, you could take as much steroids as you want. Is that going to make you big and buff? Is that going to get you jacked, shredded, and all that stuff? No. If you don't work out, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, it's not going to work for you. You know, the one place I happen to disagree with the Liver King is his whole raw meat intake. I feel like that's way too much. And this is where I feel like steroids comes in. Because, you know, you eat that much meat, raw, whatever. I don't see how you could be that shredded taking in that type of diet. That's not a lean diet by any stretch of the imagination. Rarely eats vegetables. So there's some things that I do disagree with him about. But again, the reason that my disagreements have never became an issue for me is because I never heard him say, you know, follow my 9 ancestral tenets, eat like this and you could look like me. That's not what I heard him say. And again, I feel like for the people who maybe heard something different, maybe go back, replay some of his videos and listen to what he said. Actually listen to understand. Don't listen with the intent to respond. And see if maybe you get something different out of it. All in all, I think he does deserve credit for the work that he's put in and the message he's trying to spread. Have there been some mistakes that have been made? Sure, of course. But I don't think it's nothing to just absolutely, like, basically cancel him over. You know, Ask what a person's intentions are sometimes, and you might get somewhere. You know, is his intentions really to help society? Personally, I think so. Because now that the steroid uses came out, if it was to make money, let me take that back. Everybody wants to make money. So part of his goal is to make money, granted. But in case you guys didn't know, he was already wealthy before he got popular on social media. Um, what I was gonna say was that, you know, if the only thing for him was to make money off the way he looked, then he just ruined it now by coming out and saying that he used steroids. Um, and you got to think, for a man to come out and admit his mistake, yes, he was caught, no problem with that. But for him to come out, address it, say he'll get better after this, um, I think that's a true sign of a great man. You know, he acknowledged and admitted his mistakes, and he's trying to be better. I don't think you could ask for anything else from someone who's made a mistake. Um, with that being said, um, I think everybody again should go back and give this man another chance and really listen to what he's saying. See if you get anything different out of it. Um, really, that's all I got. Other than that, man, big shout out to that youngin. Well, that one youngin. In case y'all ain't know, Rio 900 youngin. Man, shout out to the young man. Please go follow him. Check him out on all social media platforms. Rio 900. That's REO 900. Or if you want to donate to him on Cash App, I'm pretty sure it's 900 Youngin. But please, man, please go support that man. He's a dope, up and coming young artist. He's on tour with Kalen for real. That man makes good music, you guys. He's a young kid. He's got his head on straight. He's got good family. He's got good morals, good values. He doesn't indulge in any drug use or anything like that. So please go support him. That young man really deserves it. Again, that's Rio 900 on Instagram, Snapchat, whatever else, or 900 Youngin. Also, shout out to Trends East Bay. My brother Ahmad is the one that's helping Rio with his music. Shout out to all of them as well. Please go show them some love. Check them out. And again, I brought up the Young Turks and Anna Kasparian. And I know I said I disagree with them on the subject of Liver King, but please also go and check them out. It's a great political show. I think their views are they're very progressive, and I agree with a lot of the views. And you know what? Scratch that, bro. Just scratch that, okay? Why you asking me questions? Okay, you talk too much. Yeah. Other than that, that's all I got for y'all. Man, thank you. Please go check me out on my YouTube, y'all. I need the support so I can monetize my channel. It's absolutely _hypocritical, and yet, yes, you can see who the fuck. Oh my god damn, who the fuck is you? Damn, that nigga look kind of like me though. Look kind of like me though. Hold on, that me right there. What y'all think? I'm out, y'all. Y'all have a good day.